On the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brewed Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, down on the corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas and Southern Missouri. It's Friday,
Yay.
January 25th, 2019 at 7 a.m. and it's cold.
It's cold?
Cold.
It's cold? I thought it was a little chill. I didn't think it was that
listen
bad.
to this.
I thought it was
Listen to this.
cooler yesterday, it felt like. Maybe it was
Yeah,
the
it's
wind. I don't know.
Cold. You know me in cold weather. It gets below 50 degrees. I'm like an old bear. I need to hibernate during this stuff. Anyway.
It gets below 50 degrees and you automatically go into wine mode.
Oh, goodness. Well, who wouldn't? It's cold. Oh, anyway, welcome to Down on the Corner program. Dale Hoffman, your host, along with Scooter Callis. And,
Whoop, whoop.
wow, it's Friday.
It is.
Big plans for the weekend?
We had a long weekend. We got wrestling. Of course, every weekend we got wrestling. But the high school team is going to Greenbrier.
Oh, that's right.
We've got
tonight?
Today. I leave at 10:45 today.
Wow.
We start wrestling today at 3.
Oh, wow.
And we'll wrestle
You
till
leave at what time? 11 o'clock, you said?
10:45.
Yeah, okay.
We got to get down there, weigh in, and then wrestling will begin at 3. It'll run
So
till
you don't
pretty
get down
late.
to, what, 1 or 1:30 for 3:30 wrestle?
Mm-hmm.
3:30. Wow. Does it give you enough time, prep time?
Yeah, they'll be good to go.
The
The way our bus driver drives, we'll be fine.
Yeah, on those roads, yeah. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Welcome down on the Corner program, and hope your Friday's off to a good start. Hope you got a good weekend planned. We got some cold temperatures today. It's going to warm up a little bit tomorrow, they say.
Yeah,
And,
that's what I heard.
I'm looking forward to a little bit
I
warmer
was
temperature.
listening to the radio, and I'll believe it when I actually see it, but they were saying like 50 degrees or something.
Pushing it, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm enjoying Brewed Awakening Coffee. Hope you're doing the same thing. You heard Jacqueline say in the introduction, there's 3 locations to serve you. Balmer Boulevard, which is going to be busy at 7:02 this morning as the kids and teachers and faculty all go to school down in Balmer Boulevard.
I was told when I had the logo moved up a little bit, it looked
better,
a
didn't it?
whole lot
We'll
better.
move it back.
And I do appreciate the person for commenting about that.
Was it Bob Rechtenwald?
No, it was not.
Really?
No, it was not.
Gil Reynolds.
No, apparently you don't look at the Facebook messages.
Oh, Bruce Emerson?
Nope, it wasn't.
I don't know.
You're off. But no, it was nice for them to comment, and
You're having fun with that one,
and I
weren't you?
had to go on and agree that I thought it looked good too. That's why I put it there.
Well, move it back. 3 locations. Excuse me, 3 locations to serve you. Balmer Boulevard, as I just said, and they're going to be busy between now and 7:45, 7:50. Then we got Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, and we have the 62 East Plaza out by Anytime Fitness in the Walmart area. So stop by any of the 3 locations, tour drive-through, and one, of course, you got to go into the hospital lobby to get all the good things from Brewed Awakening. So check them out, and don't forget the cinnamon rolls, the big, nice.
Plate size. Cinnamon
Love
rolls.
those things. Love those cinnamon rolls. Anyway, check them out. Brewed Awakening Coffee. Mike and his staff do a wonderful job. Great coffee. It is the best coffee in town. If you don't believe me, stop by here and have coffee with us sometime. We're at 1226 Commerce Drive in Mountain Home. Coffee pot's always on. Stop by and say hello. And love to have you come in and have coffee with us. Anyway, Brewed Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water. Right?
There you go.
And you're drinking Sprite.
Yes. Keeping it light today.
There you go. Morning prayer brought by Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas. Roller Funeral Home right here in Mountain Home. Be sure to check out with their staff, Brad, Bruce, Charlotte, and the whole gang out there. Check out their pre-planning schedules and, whether it's an emergency situation or possibly what we'd call anticipated after an illness like we had with my mother last year. Either way, top-notch professional folks, and they understand what you're going through, whether it's an emergency or, something that's expected down the road. Check out their pre-planned options, and just you'll be impressed with how professional they are, how caring, and then how many different situations they can ask you about, like, do you want this or that? Oh, never thought of that, so pre-planning is very good at Roller right here in Mountain Home. Give them a call today. Roller Funeral Homes and across the state, 29 Roller Funeral Homes to serve you, with 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. Roller Funeral Homes, with all our respect. We'll pause now for the morning prayer. Heavenly Father, how time flies by. Just 1 month ago today, we're celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ. Now, 1 month later, most of us can't remember many of the details of that day. We spent so many hours and days preparing for it, now it's just 1 month later a vague memory. Lord, today are we as eager today to help someone as we were a month ago? Are we as happy and joyful today compared to a month ago? What about those that spent Christmas alone? Today is no different than December 25th. Lord, as Christians, help us to be examples of Christ's love and peace all throughout the year, not just late November through December 25th. And that's my prayer today. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Homes right here in Mountain Home, bringing the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes.
And now,
Ooh, he's been practicing.
I changed it up.
Did I hear a little A minor in there?
I don't know about that, but I'm just hitting whatever notes I feel like hitting. So
tighten your shoelaces. Morning weather brought to you by Old Time Restaurant on the Square in Mountain Home. Old Time Restaurant Monday through Friday, 7 to 2, Saturday till 11 a.m. Best breakfast, best lunch in town.
And for breakfast we have, let's see.
Oh, this is
Friday.
This will be steak day.
Steak day. That's right. It's steak day at the Old Time Restaurant. For breakfast, you get a marinated sirloin steak you can cut with a butter knife. Comes with eggs, hash browns, biscuit and gravy or toast. All for $8.88. Can't beat it. And for lunch, they're doing one of your favorites, open-faced turkey breast.
Ooh, that's what I'll have today. I'm having lunch with a friend down there today.
And I figured. And it comes with 2 sides, roll of cornbread for $6.88. Or go in and try some of their homemade pies. Just make sure you give Amanda a hard time.
Okay.
Got to find Amanda, give her a hard time, and tell them here Bob Reckenwald put you up to it.
Okay,
So.
blame it on Bob.
Yeah,
that
this is
keeps
blaming
you
on
out
Bob
of the
Day.
doghouse for the weekend. No.
I debated blaming it on Mike Sisk, but we'll blame it on Bob today.
You sitting over there innocently and get blamed for stuff. Morning weather brought to you by Old Time Restaurant on the Square at Mountain Home, Monday through Friday, 7 to 2, Saturday mornings till 11 a.m. Best breakfast, best lunch in town. Before I hit the temperatures, I want to bring this map up. This is the temperature outlook for January 29th through February 2nd. Then you can see this massive cold front coming through. It'll stretch all the way down to the middle part of Mississippi and northern Georgia. And it's just kind of this big U shape. So the state of Illinois, half of Missouri, all of Indiana, Ohio, all the way back up into New York. I did a little research on the temperatures. Right now in Helena, Montana, it's 32 degrees. It's even in the 30s in Nome, Alaska, but it's -4 in Minneapolis, and it's -4, 5, or 6 in Chicago. So this cold blast, this big U shape, actually splits the Dakotas, reaches all the way down into southern Arkansas in the middle part of the southeast part of the country. So we've got some cold temperatures right now. My goodness. Right now in Mountain Home, we're at 13 degrees. Harrison's at 11. Hardy checks in at 18. It's 19 in Mountain View, 17 in Yellville, 19 in Marshall, 13 at Calico Rock, 11 in St. Louis, 18 at Poplar Bluff, 9 in Branson, 10 in West Plains, Missouri. And in contrast, where you've got Minneapolis, Minnesota, like minus, let's say it's -8 or whatever it said a few minutes ago, it's 12 degrees in Watford City, North Dakota. So there's just a 1 degree difference between here and there in Watford City, North Dakota, which is the southwest part of North Dakota. But as you go east towards Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Chicago, it's really, really cold. It's below 0 in most of those cities in the real deep purple area I just showed you. The Doppler radar shows basically nothing across the country, just a little wisp of stuff, a little bit going from Idaho into Montana, a little bit in South Dakota, New York, Pennsylvania, getting a little bit of that Lake Erie effect, snow and precip coming up right there. And so most of the country free of any precip right now. We'll go ahead and we'll check the highways for you. We'll hit the Little Rock stop. All the highways in Arkansas are clear. 62, 412 east-west, Highway 65 north-south, Little Rock, Branson, 67, 167, Batesville and Poplar Bluff in good shape. You can see your interstates 30, 40, 49, 55, 555 in Arkansas are all clear at this time. In Missouri, where it's still cold up there too, the St. Louis area, Columbia, I-70 east to St. Louis, then east of there to Vandalia and Effingham, Illinois. We have Interstate 55 coming in from Sikeston, Cape Girardeau, Rolla, Missouri, and Lebanon and Rolla on I-44 coming into St. Louis, and Interstate 64 east from East St. Louis, Illinois to Mount Vernon in good shape there as well. Southwest Missouri, Tulsa, Joplin, Springfield to Lebanon in good shape on I-44, Kansas City to Columbia, I-70 east, no problems there. Like I say, most of the country in pretty good shape. Precipitation-wise, not much going on. The forecast map, you see how cold it is. You see North Dakota is basically split east and west on the colder temperatures. That's a wind chill advisory in those areas. And let's see what that other graph, I think that's a wind chill warning here, both in Iowa and in the Quad Cities around Illinois and Iowa. But just bitter, bitter cold from Springfield, Illinois, all the way up into Lake Michigan. Really, really cold temperatures. That's your forecast map right there. And speaking of forecast, today increasing clouds with a high of 37 degrees and tonight of 20% chance of sprinkles, snow, then partly cloudy, low of 25. Tomorrow, let's do another trumpet here. Another trumpet. Come on. Saturday.
Dun, dun, dun.
A high of 50
that
degrees.
Flat.
You noticed.
50 degrees
on Saturday.
I told you.
There you go. Then Saturday night, 20% chance of wintry mix with a low of 31. Sunday, a high of 50, mostly sunny. Sunday night, only a low of 32. Then Monday, a high of 52 degrees with a 30% chance of rain. Changes to a 20% chance after dark. Tuesday, a high of 32 with sunshine. So we do have some colder temperatures coming through between, Tuesday and the following Saturday. So anyway, they did update the drought monitor maps. This is Arkansas. Of course, nothing has changed. This was updated yesterday. We're in good shape there. The state of Missouri drought monitor in good shape as well, all the way down to the boot hill. We check the highways for you real quick in Arkansas. Road conditions in the state. This is iDrive Arkansas. And it looks like we got a couple of accidents, surprise, surprise, around Interstate 55 at Memphis and downtown Little Rock. Other than that, they still have the culvert work going on at Batesville and Highway 69. This is the map of Arkansas. Everything's clear there. Missouri, I'm going to refresh this if anything's changed here. I did it at about 6:30 this morning. Northern Missouri, north of I-70, you've got partly covered to mostly clear. Mostly clear is about an 80% clear highway. Some patchy stuff there up in northern Missouri from Tarkio to St. Joseph back over into near the Mississippi River north of I-70. And so, anyway, morning weather is brought to you by Old Time Restaurant on the Square in Mountain Home. Best lunch, best breakfast in town. Monday through Friday, 7 to 2, Saturday till 11 a.m. Stop by and enjoy a great meal at Old Time Restaurant.
There you go.
And community calendar brought to you by Affordable Housing, 870-741-2883. And, of course, we have the sports registrations coming up on February 2nd and February 9th at the LC Salmons Youth Center. You can register for all the city sports, softball, baseball, the football league, swimming, tennis, and some other things. Check it out at LC Salmons.
They'll all be there.
They'll all be there. And so check it out. It's on February 2nd and February 9th from 9 to noon, both Saturdays.
Yep.
And then also the French Club is having a chili supper on February 22nd. This is to raise money for their 2020 trip to Quebec. And for $5, you have chili, bottled water, a little bit of a dessert there. It's going to be at Century, 21 Lemac Real Estate. And so be sure to check that out and support the French Club of Mountain Home High School going to Quebec for their trip in 2020. And also, I think we still have ongoing. Is this still ongoing? Do you know? Have you heard? Parks and Recreation Youth Basketball signups are ongoing for kindergarten, co-ed, and first and second grade, third and fourth and fifth and sixth. Call 424-7275 for more information. This is for the basketball program at the LC Salmons Youth Center. Games start in March and run through April. Registration's $45 with a $5 multi-child discount on those activities there. What else you got?
Awesome. All I got is the wrestling. Of course, we're headed to Greenbrier, the high school team, and we'll be leaving out today. We compete.
You come back tonight or staying the night down there?
We still got to stay tonight. We'll start wrestling at 3, and it'll go until late at night.
Really?
And then we'll start again tomorrow. It'll be all day tomorrow. So the youth team is off this weekend. They are getting prepped for Missouri Nationals, which will be coming up on the next weekend. And then on the 31st next week on Thursday is our last home meet for the high school wrestling. So for those that don't want to miss it, it will be at the hangar on Thursday, and I'll get more details. Be talking about more about it. So.
Then also coming up, the final thing on community calendar, coming up on January 31st right here on XL7 TV. The program we've been working on for the last 11 months, Addictions, Bullying, and Suicide. This is a television special that my son and I put together with the help of many, many people in the community, Lisa House and others, and one of our sponsors sitting right over here, Minute Mechanic. And this addresses the issue in the 3-county area, Marion, Baxter, and Fulton, Last year we had some folks lose their life due to suicide, and there's some bullying issues and stuff. So we cover all three aspects in the special program. So on January 31st, exactly at 7 a.m., this show will not be seen. It's going to be an XL7 special presentation. Thank you to Gil Reynolds and the Reynolds Media Company here and for their help, and for Scooter and his assistance and all this. So from 7 to 8 on January 31st, there'll be a TV special, Addictions, Bullying, and Suicide. And we have a lot of people in this film. It's taken a lot of time to get it edited and put together, so we make our points with these issues of addictions, bullying, and suicide in northern Arkansas. With that, need to take a break. Mike Sisk is our guest today. Be talking some gun safety and other things, so stick around, be right back.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the pie lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home.
Our old burger was only 7 ounces, but now it's 8 with brioche bun and pickles. Comes with its own steak knife, it's really that big. Your best competition is always yourself. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. We're focused on one thing, burgers, ribs, fajitas. Just that one thing, burgers, ribs, and fajitas. We're reeling in our menu because it got out of hand. We had a moment of self-actualization. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back.
It's that time of year again. Time to take a hard look at your Medicare health plan. If you're looking for a new plan or looking to renew your existing plan, now's the time to renew all your options. At Bacco Insurance, we'll sit down with you and show you all the new choices and options, including $0 premium plans with low copays and dental, vision, and hearing benefits. Let us help take the confusion out of selecting a plan and find one catered to your needs. Contact Bacco Insurance today, located at 351 East 9th Street, Suite B in Mountain Home.
Do you know where your money goes when you give to charity? At the Salvation Army, 85 cents of every dollar stays to help those in need in our local community. Hi, I'm Captain Spaulding. The money we raise help people in the surrounding 5 counties, including Baxter, Marion, Sharp, Izzard, and Fulton. You can help by donating your unwanted items and by shopping at the Salvation Army store. Those in need get assistance with rent, utilities, sending kids to camp, and many other things. When it comes to this charity, the Salvation Army always helps those in our community.
Whether you're a professional lawnscape contractor or a homeowner in need of quality lawn equipment, Moran's Lawn and Garden has you covered. Moran's is the longest originally owned lawn and garden business in Mountain Home, with a 5,700 square foot warehouse packed full of new current year inventory for all your lawn maintenance needs. Moran stocks a full line of factory parts, and they service everything they sell, offering top names like Grasshopper, Hustler, and Country Clipper. Moran stands behind their quality service with thousands of customers using their products daily. Moran's Lawn and Garden, servicing the entire Twin Lakes area.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
Have you ever?
Coming up on 719, Mike Sisk is here. We got a wide variety of subjects we can cover today. Let's talk gun safety.
Sure.
And you got some training coming up at Barren Creek?
We do. We have a defensive carbine, introduction to defensive carbine class that will be this Sunday, starting at 10 a.m., running until 2 p.m. The weather looks absolutely perfect for this. And this class will be held at Twin Lakes Gun Club, which makes it a very, very easy drive for anybody in this area. You know, that's one of the great things about Twin Lakes Gun Club is you can drive out there and you'll be on paved roads all the way. And it's 10, 15-minute drive from Mountain Home. But that class starts Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. We do still have some spots open for that. And we would love to get somebody interested in it.
How do they sign up?
You can go over to the Training at Barren Creek website and look and get all the information. about this class, and if you decide you're interested in it, you can give Elka King a call. Her phone number is 870-404-5251, and she will get you booked in. It will be very simple and very painless.
And there it is right there, Training at Barren Creek Defensive Firearms Training.
That's us.
And you go to that website, Training at Barren Creek, boom.
Yes. And the third one down, Dale, is what we're going to be doing.
There it is right there.
Yep.
Yep.
That's what we'll be doing Sunday. You know, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, with so many people that have bought some sort of a carbine, with all the political scares, with all the gun grab scares and all that stuff, the most popular rifle in America now is an AR-15. They are everywhere, and there are millions of them. They are great guns. But they are different in operation than what a lot of people grew up with, deer hunting, bird hunting, things like that. They're a modern sporting rifle. You know, things change.
Sure.
Just like you and I joke about cars, your 1954 Dodge Coronet, the cars we drive today are not the same.
No. Hallelujah.
Just like firearms. You know, firearms, we are shooting modern firearms now.
Yep.
And they are not the same as what we were used to. And I think with any firearm, with rights come responsibilities.
Oh, yeah.
And
well, look at what happened in St. Louis. Did you hear about that?
No.
2 St. Louis policemen and an off-duty female policeman were just kind of joking around, and one guy messing with his gun shot and killed her.
I did hear about
They were
that.
on duty.
I didn't
She was
realize
off
it was
duty.
in St. Louis. I just saw a blip about it, but I didn't realize it
Very
was St. Louis.
tragic. You know, I think she was 29 years old and not married very long. Very tragic, but it can happen to trained professionals.
Yes, and Dale, you know, I'm going to have to call into question just a little bit about the trained part. You know, if they've got a loaded handgun out monkeying with it with people around them like that, and their finger obviously was in the trigger guard and on the trigger, their training may have been lacking, and now we've got a lady dead over that. Mm-hmm. Those are the things that we talk about. You know, if you're going to own a firearm, I think that people should know how to use it and know how to use it well, not just know that they can pull the trigger and the gun goes off. You need to know how the firearm functions. You need to know what the safe and efficient use of that firearm is. And it's upon us. It's on us as firearms owners to do this. And that's, you know, that's the way I see that. With, you know, yes, we have the right to own firearms, but with that comes the responsibility of being safe with them.
And here she was 24 years old, and there was 2 on-duty policemen that met her at the apartment. Apparently they were just happened to be in the neighborhood, so to speak, and she was accidentally shot by one of the other officers that was on duty.
Right. That's a sad story.
Oh, goodness. So when you look at law enforcement professionals that have an accident such as this, whatever we've got laying around the house in the area of firearms needs to be locked, you know, gun safe, trigger guard, whatever. I mean, there's so many safety aspects. When I went out we had a demonstration out at the gun club one time when I was out there.
That was the Wounded Warrior match we did.
That's right.
Where we donated money to the Wounded Warrior Foundation.
But I've never seen so many people involved with safety issues. You know, every gun was checked.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so after the shooting activity, I think were one of the referees. Okay, guns up, guns checked. You know, stop. Everything was. I mean, if it took an extra 5 minutes to check everything, time was.
Well, we have set procedures out there at the gun club that we use to make sure that guns are not loaded when they're not supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know, there are times out there at the matches like you came out and watched that, you know, of course, a person who is getting ready to compete will have to have a loaded firearm. But the people standing around watching him or getting ready to compete do not need a loaded firearm. And
that's right.
That's part of what you were seeing that day is the person that's in the middle of competition, the shooter for that time, they do have a loaded firearm. The other people standing around do not. All of their handguns or rifles are empty. There are no ammunition in it. And that's the way we do things, and it keeps everybody safe.
Well, even at the gun shows, when you're down at the fairgrounds, we were out there one time, Every gun is checked and double checked, isn't it?
When they come through the door, people bring guns into the gun show. Many times it's to buy, sell, or trade. You know, they carry their trade material in. And when they come through the door, we take that firearm and check it and make sure there's no ammunition in it. And almost every gun show, we will find a gun that has ammunition in it.
You're kidding.
No, we do. It's a lot of times it's people who, the last time they used that rifle was at deer season.
Yeah.
And they threw it in the truck. They got home. They got sidetracked. Somebody called them on the phone, whatever. And they put the gun up in the safe or in the closet, loaded. And they never check it. And they carry it into the gun show, and we find firearms with ammunition in them. So we unload these things in a very safe and controlled manner and make them safe. But again, there's that word safe, and we've always got to remember that when we're dealing with a firearm. Firearms are like a lot of other things in our life that are useful and enjoyable, but there is danger around them. So we've got to be safe with it.
Yep.
Right?
Well,
and we got to know how.
We
got to know how to be safe.
Yep.
And a lot of times people don't know what they don't know. And they have seen things on TV, or they've read something in a magazine, or their friend Bob, who was in the Army in 1958, told them something. And it's not always accurate. Sometimes the information you get from those sources can be dubious.
You know, what if we handled automobiles carelessly? You know, let's say that I tried going down Interstate 40 in my 54 Dodge at 120 miles an hour.
The wrong way.
The wrong way.
Sure.
I mean, you've got borderline tires and brakes. It's not, a 54 Dodge it's not that great of a car as compared to what you can get from any brand right now. A lot safer. The safety aspects is what I'm talking about here,
But, we can look at that as like an automobile. You can look at that as a circular saw that you have at home to
take the blade guard off.
Things like that. It goes on and on and on. The deep fryer for your turkey at Thanksgiving, all these things. There are so many things in our life that are useful and make life easier, make life better, and that are enjoyable. If they are not used correctly, used safely, they become dangerous.
Okay,
and
so
that's
I'm
where we're at with the firearm thing.
I'm putting the turkey in the fryer and I splash grease on somebody that's hot. It's my fault, right?
Should be.
But then we blame the gun when somebody shoots somebody else. Well, if he hadn't had that gun, they would still be alive. Well, if I hadn't splashed the grease on somebody in the turkey, you going to blame the turkey fryer, or you going to blame me for dropping the turkey in it too fast?
Well, firearms are one of those things, and I thoroughly believe this. They are no different than an ink pen. You can take this ink pen laying here, and I can lay it right here.
Yep.
And that ink pen has no say. It has no say whatsoever in what it does next, right? Because it's an inanimate object, just like any firearm. It's an inanimate object. A person can pick this ink pen up and write a love letter to his wife, or he can write a great speech, or he can write the most hateful, disgusting, terrible things on the face of the earth. The pen has no say in that, right? That's just like the firearm,
Yeah.
And God help us, in our country, in this world, if people want to kill people, they find ways to do it. Timothy McVeigh killed how many people? Close to 200? There wasn't a gun involved there. Over in France, on their Bastille Day, that guy drove a Mercedes-Benz box truck through a crowd of people and killed very nearly 100 people. There wasn't a gun involved in that. And almost every day we turn the television on, somebody is detonating a bomb or blowing themselves up somewhere to kill other people. The means are out there to kill people if you want to do it. And our media and our politicians and all, the firearms are a great whipping post.
Yeah.
Good and point. They keep people stirred up and in a frenzy, and it's just what goes on in this country. Some of that stuff is just crazy. Yeah. But that's why we're talking about this class. If you've got an AR-15, a Mini-14, an AK, something like that, and you need help with that, that's what we do. You take the three of us, and I'll give a brief character description. You take Elka King. Elka's one of the smartest women I've been around. She's sharp on these things. She is very, very good at expanding your knowledge in how to operate guns safely and efficiently, because she is well versed in all these things. And she works very hard at it. She's been shooting with us now for probably close to 10 years, so she's got a lot of experience. Yeah. And Rick Watkins.
Really?
He's one of our instructors. Rick has been in the shooting game ever since I've known him, which has been close to 20 years. And same with me. I've been shooting a gun since I was this high.
Yeah.
My dad took me out and taught me how to do it. I like it. I enjoy it. And I have been in the shooting game as long as I can remember. We have been to many training classes, many competitions. We spent a week in Denver, Colorado, becoming certified CFS instructors, and we worked hard. That's as hard a thing as I've ever done. You know, when you get to be 45 or 50 years old and you're not used to doing any kind of school type work, and all of a sudden you do it for a straight week, you gotta shift gears.
Yeah.
Wish I'd have paid more attention in high school.
7:31. Need to take a quick break. More with Mike Sisk after this.
Notice every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either a terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Coming up on 7:34, let's go through a glossary of terms here. Carbine, AR, AK, assault rifle. What's all that mean to us?
Okay.
People don't know.
Let's start off with a carbine. In times past, a lot of guns, if you look back at some of the old guns in the day of the Revolutionary War, they were 4 feet long. Remember the old black powder, the old brown best muskets with the really long barrels and all that stuff? That kind of gun carried on through the early 1800s and stuff. And somewhere, and I may be wrong about this, this is the way I think it went, is when we decided that we wanted to start shooting guns from horseback, like in the U.S. Cavalry, all of a sudden we started seeing shorter guns showing up because they are handier and easier to use in that kind of situation. Those became carbines. And that's where that comes from, you know, is like with the AR-15s that we talk about in our classes. Most people that show up for one of those with an AR-15, the barrel is 16 inches long.
Oh, okay.
And we have longer, ARs come with longer barrels, such as 20. You can get them out to 22 or 24 inches. But generally speaking, carbine designates one that's around 16 inches. What was the other? AR. You said you asked me about the
Yeah, the AR. You hear the AK-47 and the AR-15.
AR stands for Armalite rifle. It does not stand for anything else.
It's not, doesn't mean assault rifle.
No.
I'm looking at it right here. Armalite.
Yeah, they came into that design. Colt, I think, bought it from Armalite. A man named Eugene Stoner was the brain trust behind the design of the AR-15 rifle. And, you know, this is back in the 50s. So here we are almost into 2020. We're talking 70 years of these rifles. And like everything else, after 70 years, they are a lot better firearm, I think, now than they were back in the day. They are so easy to use. They are modular. You can change them around. You can put an optic on it. You can put iron sights. They have adjustable butt stocks so that a person your size can shoot it, or my grandson could shoot it. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're a very, very well thought out, very well designed firearm. AK, you asked me about an AK, then this is going to be a Russian term, something automatic Kalashnikov. Came around.
Let me see if I can bring that up, because I've got it loaded in right here, and it's some hard.
The guy, it was designed by a tank operator who was injured in World War II, and he had the ability to design things and make blueprints for such. And while he was in the hospital recovering from his injuries, he came up with a rudimentary design for what is now known as an AK-47. I believe, if I'm right, the 47 part of it was the year that the design was made, I believe. Yeah. I have Tomac Kalashnikov 47. And there are millions upon millions of those things floating around in the world, and there always will be.
Can we pull that up so people can see AK-47 right here? This is, of course, all we got is Wikipedia. Right here, you can go here. Avomat Kalashnikova.
Yep.
That's what it means.
Yep. And there's a lot of people in the United States that have these rifles.
Oh, yeah.
They are not, these guns are not machine guns. These are not fully automatic rifles. They are semi-automatic rifles. They are a semi-automatic, just like your Remington 1100 bird hunting shotgun. Each pull of the trigger fires one round. That's all it does. One pull of the trigger fires one round. And you can, in the United States, own fully automatic firearms. Like a machine gun is a more common term, but you've got to go through the ATF and get an extensive background check. You have to pay a fee for this. There is a lot of legal things you've got to go through to be able to own one of these.
So basically, the misconceptions on all of this stuff, where we're looking at an AR-15 or the AK-47 or semi-automatic to fully automatic, is the misconceptions. 99% of us will watch NBC News, Fox News, some cable news, whatever it may be. You've got maybe a 2-minute spill about this thing. But it's not a report, it's their opinion. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So, in my opinion, the news media has taken us, okay, we need to blame the gun. No matter what, we've got to point to the gun. This gun is evil. Whatever it may be, and he shouldn't have had an AR-15 because that's an assault rifle. No, it's not. It's an Armalite.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So the misconceptions are basically the false statements from the media, because they're not telling us what these things are.
Most of the news outlets in this country, in my opinion, have long since quit reporting news, and they are busy offering and shaping opinion.
Yeah.
That's what they do. And that includes Fox.
Yeah.
Fox is terrible about some of the stuff they do. these news people offer up a 2-minute bit like you're talking about, and many times, especially when it's firearms related, there's not a fact in it. It's terrible. It's awful. Do not let news media shape your opinion on firearms or anything else. I am a firm believer that as a human being, make up your own mind. Go out, research it, study it, and arrive at your opinion. Don't let Fox News or CNN or MSNBC or whoever the current president is or the latest pop singer shape your opinion on things. Figure it out for yourself.
Yeah,
I like independent thinkers. I don't like to hear the talking points of the Republican Party or the Democrat. Think for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. You know, especially when it comes down to the Hollywood people and the current pop singer. Like, they really know.
They don't know anything. You know?
It's like, hey, kid, look, you know, your sponsor over here, Joe Blow Record Company, they're going to give you $200,000 extra if you come out against this one topic. Oh, yeah, sure. Write me a check, you know.
You know, this is one of those things with actors and actresses and musicians. You know, as far as I'm concerned, you are the modern day court jester. You are here. Yeah. You are here for entertainment purposes. Yeah. You know what you think about what's going on or whatever. I don't put a whole lot of stock in it. Just don't.
I agree.
I can read and learn and educate myself about that and make up my own mind.
Talk a little bit about handguns. I mean, there's a wide variety. You know, I like the old revolvers.
Sure.
I've had Ruger, and you know, I've even heard them referred to as the old 6-shooters. Remember those?
The old 6-shooters. Handguns are prevalent. We do a lot of handgun classes. Now that, you know, and Arkansas is a concealed carry state, and there's a lot, you know, Arkansas has now basically become a constitutional carry state. So there's a lot of people carrying handguns. I'm just like with the carbines, just like with the rifles. If you were going to carry a handgun with the idea of using it to defend yourself or someone else, you need to be very well versed in that gun, the proper and the safe way to use it. You need to be able to hit what you're shooting at. There's a lot of things that go into carrying a gun. A lot of times people can strap on a gun and all of a sudden we're Matt Dillon and we're ready to walk down the street at Dodge and have a showdown. No, that's not the case. That's the furthest thing from the case. That's why you see so many. We've got a lot of people now, a lot of places that offer defensive firearms training. And it's because of this. And everyone should seek that out. Just, you know, when you go out and get a concealed carry permit, that's the first step in a long process, right?
Yeah.
Don't just, you know, you're not, most people, I'm not going to say all, but most people are not ready just because you have a concealed carry permit. And
that's a good point.
And you're not. And you can put 10 rounds on a piece of copy paper at 7 yards. That's not what it takes. You know, you need to seek out further training, become very safe in that with that gun, and very efficient in the use of it. That's part of the responsibilities of doing this.
And with the concealed carry comes the responsibility of knowing when not to panic. If you don't assume a wrong situation.
Yeah, well, right, and panic's one of them things. You know, just like panic is contagious, so is calm. And if you can stay as calm as possible, sometimes the people around you can help defuse a situation. But talking about handguns and their safe usage, you were at the shop last night about 4:30.
Yeah.
And we had a customer in there, and the topic got off because there was nobody else there.
Right.
We were about to close. And he was talking about he has this kind of firearm, that kind of firearm, but he really didn't know how to grip the gun.
Neither did I, and that's why, hey, scoot over so I can see.
So
it was impressive. Yeah.
I took 5 minutes and showed him the proper way to grip a semi-automatic firearm. And, you know, it's just something that I think is worthwhile, because now the next time he is out target practicing, maybe he's out, you know, sometimes you take kids out, you take the family out, hey, let's go shoot the .22, let's go shoot the pistol. Now he knows the proper and safe way to grip that gun and where to keep his trigger finger and where not to keep his trigger finger. I went into great detail explaining to him why we don't put our trigger finger anywhere near the trigger unless we are ready to shoot, right?
Yep. I remember it because you were holding it. You had the index fingers. Let me turn around like this so people might see. The thumbs were parallel, and these fingers were either side of the barrel.
No,
is that right?
No, but let's imagine that this is this is going to be this is a bad gun. But this is my. No, I can't do it with that. And I don't have anything.
Yeah.
That would work. If you were going to, there we go. Let me have that right there.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay. This is the grip on a semi-automatic handgun. When we grip it, our trigger guard comes out here. We grip it as high as possible. We make sure that the knuckle of your middle finger is underneath and touching that trigger guard.
Okay, yeah.
We wrap these fingers around the grip. The trigger finger, whichever hand it is, it goes alongside the gun, and on a semi-automatic handgun there is a seam between the frame and the slide. The frame stays stationary, the slide moves back and forth. And that's a nice tactile reference point for you to put your trigger finger there. We keep our thumb here. So we bring in our support hand, and all this area, this is not a great grip for a gun, for a pistol, but this will work. We bring in our support hand and fill in that gap that's here. See all this real estate with nothing there. We fill that in. We take our forefinger of our support hand, and it goes underneath the trigger guard. And wraps these the strong hand fingers. Our thumbs are parallel. They are not crossed like this. We never put our thumb back here like this on a semi-automatic, because when you pull the trigger, the slide comes back and you've got a cut thumb. Our thumbs are parallel like this. Our trigger finger's still out here alongside the gun until we are ready to shoot. Okay? That's it. That's how you grip a semi-automatic firearm. Using a fire starter.
We need to take a quick break. 7:47. Be right back.
I got to go.
Okay. When you need durable and comfortable hospital scrub stat, you need the Uniform Shop. The Uniform Shop is the place for top quality uniforms, carrying a great selection of name brands including Carhartt, Cherokee, and Gray's Anatomy, as well as shoes from Clogs, Softwalk, and Landau, stethoscopes from Littman, blood pressure cuffs, scissors, name tag retractable, compression socks, paramedic BDUs, and Rocky boots. The Uniform Shop also offers customizing, embroidery, as well as minor alterations. Let us put you in uniforms. Shop the Uniform Shop. Take a step back in time when going to a barbershop meant more than just getting a haircut. Come into Legionnaire's Barbershop today, a unique gentleman barbershop. Get back in style from a former celebrity hairstylist and a licensed barber instructor who are trained in tonsorial arts and lock removal and happy to give you a straight razor shave. Legionnaire's Barbershop is veteran-owned and operated and located at 848 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. For a full, old-fashioned barbershop experience, stop by Legionnaire Barbershop today.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with a pie lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant, located on the square in Mountain Home.
Coming up on 7:49, thanks to Mike Sisk. He had to run over and get Minute Mechanic open. They're at on Highway 201 North across from Salvation Army. And so why don't you introduce our guest? Let's talk a little wrestling, because you're going to Greenbrier today?
No.
You're not?
No, the youth is off today.
The youth is off today.
They're going to be getting ready for the Missouri Nationals. It's coming up.
You looking forward to those Nationals?
Yeah.
Yeah? You going to whip some hiney?
I hope so.
Tell me a little bit. I remember, let's go back, 3 to 4 years, you were kind of a shy, bashful, and now all of a sudden you've had, 4 All-Americans in wrestling?
He's 4-time All-American.
All-American. Tell us about that. When you look back, what do you think back and think, oh my goodness, I'm so glad I've done blah, blah, blah. You know, what steps did you take to get this far and to get those 4 All-Americans?
Practice hard. I don't know. Try hard.
So how do you, in your mind, you know, I mean, you went from not wrestling to 4 All-Americans. I mean, you had something in your mind you had to say, I'm going to do this. Is it a lot of self-discipline?
I guess. I don't know. I just like winning.
There you
I
go.
just like winning. There you go. There you go. Well, it's like wrestling's one of them
200-pounder.
Wrestling's one of them sports where you're going to start at the bottom. I mean, you're not coming into a team sport where you've got experience that is supporting you. You are starting and going on that mat on your own, and you got to go out there and pay your dues. I mean, you're going to go out there and you're going to learn to lose, and you're going to learn what you can get out of every match. And it's not about the winning or losing; it's what I can get out of that match. And when you start looking at it that way, and you start putting everything you got out there just to learn from every match, you start growing, and that's where you grow and you build and for long, you're the one on the other end of that stick, but you got to pay your dues to get there.
Pretty good, Matt.
Yeah. One thing I was gonna say, you asked about the hard work and stuff. Austin's really stepped up, become leader of the youth program this year. He's one of our Division 5 guys, so one of the older guys on the team. And I several times during the year this year, I pointed out to the younger guys to put an eye on him and his partner while they're doing drills and things like that, because they are moving, they are practicing hard, and I want, he's at that point now where the other guys, the younger guys, are going to look up to him and kind of see what he does and see the success he has on the mat and see that that's the kind of stuff that it takes in order to have that success. Because after you get pounded those first couple years and you do start winning, you want to keep winning. He says, I like winning. It feels pretty good to get your hand raised.
So how do you overcome somebody that may have an advantage over you? And I know there was one point where you were 6 as a dog and you came out on that mat and you still came out. Didn't he win that mat? Was it last December, last January?
That was a couple of years ago at the Adidas Nationals. That he showed
you
up.
Overcame it. How do you get it in your mind? I'm gonna beat this dude. I'm he may have me pinned for now, but I'm gonna get up and flop him over and hold him down.
Okay, well that guy, I'm pretty sure I wrestled him before and I knew I could beat him. And so I went out there and wrestled, and I ended up beating him in overtime. And
but you had to have that determination. I think that's the word I'm looking for.
But how did you feel during the?
Not that good.
Not that good.
Not when I was
You
wrestling.
felt better when you won, though, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Scooter and Matt, how do we get young people involved in this sport? What do you got, 50, 60 people overall throughout the programs?
Between the both, youth, we probably run on an average
about 35.
35 is what I would say on the youth side.
Just come out and try us out.
What about the need for more mats?
Right now, we were blessed this year. We were able to raise enough money. We got a second mat. And the high school, we let them use them when they have home dole meets and stuff. And it was a beautiful mat. We got it for really about half price of what it's worth.
That's still several $1,000s.
It was. It still ended up running us $4,000, but that's a whole lot better than the $9,600 they usually run.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful mat, barely been used, but now we have the mat space to accommodate 35 kids at a time.
That's good.
As we continue to grow, we'll probably have to look at other avenues and things like that. Whether we split up days and for the groups or whatever, but that would be a good problem to have. And anybody is welcome. We had practice last night. We're getting toward the end of our season, and we still got 2 new kids. It tells me the kids are going to school and telling their buddies, hey, this is a lot of fun. We get to go out and do the things that would get us in trouble anywhere else in the world. We get to go out and kind of beat up on somebody a little bit, and but it's very structured. We keep everything very controlled so that, safety is the number one, aspect of what we do.
Do you feel wrestling's helped you in football?
Yeah.
In what aspects?
Hitting hard, tackling.
Yeah. Has it increased? So you're a pretty good runner too, aren't you?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't like talking about himself apparently.
Yeah, it's the quietest that I think I've ever
Bob
seen Austin.
Normally you can't get him to shut up.
Bob Rechtenwald calls you Mighty Mouse, but I call you the bull. When we're in the booth, I call you the bulldozer. The bulldozer when you're out on the football field. Because I've seen the difference. And I've seen that the discipline from the wrestling is good discipline on the football field, and I think it served you well. So.
And it's amazing how wrestling will help you in a tremendous amount of sports. Where I grew up in Oklahoma, football and wrestling were the two main sports. But if you played football, it was mandatory that you wrestled off season. They're going to work on the plays and the fundamentals of football and this and that. And then wrestling is going to help them with their balance, coordination, their agility, all the other things. It just worked hand in hand. And, there wasn't an option of not wrestling. If you wanted to play football, you wrestled.
There you go. You still enjoying it?
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Is there Olympics in wrestling? Can you do wrestling in the Olympics?
Yep.
I thought there was.
Freestyle, Greco-Roman, and now there's also women's freestyle. They're different styles than what we do in the youth and the high school. But
so what's it take for somebody like him to qualify for the Olympics?
Typically what it is, they'll go through high school and everything, wrestle in college, and then they can enter into the world team trials.
So you're actually doing an age 20, 21 perhaps?
Somewhere. We have actually this last Olympics, we had Kyle Snyder. He wrestled for Ohio State. He became the youngest Olympian. He did it at 19. He won his first title at 18. Usually on the world level, they do under 23 is one group, and then the senior division is 24 and up. But
really, I didn't know it was
if you're in the 23 and under, you are eligible and you can compete at the senior level.
Really?
Usually they stay down in that under 23 while they're still in college and stuff. But this last World Championships, we had four world champions.
Good.
So the international scene, America is really coming a long way. Typically we're a little bit behind just because all through youth and high school and stuff they wrestle folk style instead of freestyle or Greco.
Huh.
But we're really kind of catching up now, I'd say.
That's good. It sounds like you're doing well.
I like to say that the wrestling is one of the first sports in the Olympics.
Yeah.
And right now, if you look at it, it's the only sport that's mentioned in the Bible is wrestling.
In where?
The Bible.
Wrestling, really?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
You learn something new every day.
You got to tune in every day to learn.
You never know. You never know.
Final thoughts, guys. We're, a minute and a half out.
Well, the youth team's gearing up. They got Missouri Nationals coming up next weekend, and then they've got another tournament, and then they're going to state. It's up. Missouri Nationals is going to be in Lebanon.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And then they got a tournament, Eagles Lair, over in Springfield at the McDonald Arena, right there on campus. And then they will have their youth state.
Yep.
And then we will pretty much be done with the regular season, and then we'll go into training mode for the Adidas Nationals, the big ones. So
very good. Coming up on 7:59, once again, I want to plug the program Addictions, Bullying, and Suicide. We're going to be broadcasting this on January 31st at 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. It's a television special my son and I have put together with the cooperation of many, many people in the Twin Lakes area. Fulton County, Marion County, Baxter County, Arkansas, a lot of good sponsors, and many, many thanks to Gil Reynolds and Scooter for helping out and for use of the equipment and stuff. It's going to be broadcast on January 31st. It's a 1-hour television special. It will be in the place of this program, so you won't see down on the corner as we're doing it today. It'll be a television special, both at 7 a.m. and 5 o'clock. Addictions, Bullying, and Suicide. We'll broadcast that on January 31st, very proud of the outcome, and it's some very, very difficult topics that we covered. It's been kind of a hard thing to get through, but anyway, we want to wish everybody a fun, happy, warm weekend.
Tell them we'll see you Monday, Austin.
See you Monday.